on this rap-ish. I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list. Hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu. And I'm that spitter, baby. They don't want you to see, but everybody's south of Capitol Hill's rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and ponder getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. Me? I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
That Dre season is here, a real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz, and I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace. I prefer if you just said it to my face, damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Average dudes with they average spit, writing average rhymes, knocking average chicks. The closer I get, I can feel the people starting to shift. I'm loyal to a fault, and everybody can't come with. Rap's a rich man's game, I'm only playing with change. They bang models and singers, I'm knocking my own flame, I'm different. The crowd, I move with the chosen few. Black thoughts, I could be the front man for the roots. No diamonds and gold, I'm on my sticks and stones. If we can see your panty line, you should have on a thong. My team is strong, through this fire we forged a bond. And they already know what it is when I get on to the hearse. Party like it's December 31st. When I'm on my deathbed, I probably cracking my nurse. You ain't got the bars to compete. I'm a verbal athlete, deflating these boys so they say that I cheat. Damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Yeah. I should probably start by apologizing for the long wait, man. You know, I know I be tripping. But I'm not just a rapper, I'm an artist. And, you know, my creative process is a little bit different than most. Nonetheless, I want to welcome everybody out to the Dre's Experience. I got TCF in the building. My whole camp's here with me. I got the band in here laying this cool-ass vibe. And I'm Seattle's own. Let's get into it.
I just want to live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live.
Grand Rising, good morning to all of y'all beautiful folks out there. Happy Monday to you. Welcome to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday. And as you guys can see, we've made it into our new studio, Studio E, and I'm here with my co-host with the most, Big O. Man, welcome back, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Trey Holiday. It's good to see you. Definitely good to be here. And we're in here, but we're not all the way in here yet. I mean, it's a very big space, and we're still building some stuff out. But you know, we could have stayed on the road for 2 more weeks, or we're just gonna rock with it here. And so it's a different kind of connection. So people are used to seeing the show. It's a different, basically, connection to the internet that we're on this week right here. I think people know the difference between fiber optics and coaxial. So right now we're kind of on a whatever connection, and then from next week we'll be back to that HD connection that everybody's used to seeing us here. So if our sound is just a little bit off and not syncing up, that's why. So bear with us, you know what I'm saying, as we make it through here. And I can't wait to show everybody, you know, how expansive this space is. But it's definitely good to be home.
Yeah, good to be home. And lots of possibilities. Excited to dive in. Oh. All
right, so let's try this here. We're on the boom mics today. So you guys let us know how these sound in the comments. You know, you're used to hearing us on the stick mics. And we also got to talk to our partners over there at KBCS to see how this audio is compared to the stick mics, because they play a lot of our show on radio. All that being said, let's do it. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Update Show. And right now is the perfect opportunity to tag and share the stream. Go ahead and tag and share the stream with people who you feel would appreciate culturally relevant news and information emanating from right here in the Emerald City. Want to give a big shout out to our partners over at the South Seattle Emerald and KBCS 91.3 over at Bellevue College. Also want to remind everybody that you can listen to the Morning Update Show anywhere that you download your favorite podcasts. Right there, we've got SoundCloud. We've got a link right there to SoundCloud. But, you can also go to Google, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. The no excuses is catching some traction here. We got a slide right here from Eastern Washington. This is Jania. You got that one up? Okay. So anyways, when we were out there, so Jania actually took a picture here and there it is. And this was, she said, don't let excuses prevent you from reaching your purpose. # no excuses. That's from @HoneyGirlsWorld from out in Spokane. People can support Black-owned media, independent media, by letting people know it's no excuses by going to whereweconverge.com/shop. And actually, we got a few photos from when we were out in Spokane a few weeks ago. That's you and Jania right there, right? And then this was what is it called? The pavilion, right? Yeah, at the Riverfront Park. And there you are in the big wagon out there at the park in Spokane and the Black Lives Matter mural.
Yeah, it was a beautiful time out there. And honestly, I had never been to Spokane. So I felt like we got a good sense of the city, a great understanding of some of the mechanisms they have going on out there. Really similar to some stuff we have going on out here. So yeah, great times.
We're actually going to be out in the 509 in September. So you was out there doing some scouting and reconnaissance. So big shout out to Jania and also Lisa Gardner. We had some great hosts out there. What are we talking about right now? Oh, of course, we want to remind everybody the vaccine, man. The vaccine is readily available, especially right here in King County. We put the link there in the comments. If you want to get vaccinated, man, just click the link right there. In some cases, people can even come to your house. There's the Moderna, the Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson. It's out there. So if you want to get vaccinated, like 100%, there's a route to it. And really, Seattle, we talked about this in our conversation. We talk about Seattle is really becoming either you're in the vaxxed bucket or the not vaxxed bucket as far as to be able to access things, go into places, restaurants, and things like that.
Yeah, and it's playing out in people's homes as well, as we see that, folks are drawing lines in the sand, man. And, honestly, rightfully so, as we see these cases spike. I understand why people are saying, sorry, if you're not vaccinated, please always wear a mask around me, especially our elders. Man, we got to care for each other during this time.
Yeah, no doubt. And we're keeping the conversation going, especially now. Because it's becoming very, very polarizing amongst the population that's vaccine hesitant. And so, like, a lot of the feedback some of the feedback we're getting now is like, oh, well, now I'm really being forced to get the vaccine. So now I'm really not going to get it. And, so we've been keeping these conversations going. We put up a slide here, our vaccine stories. Latest ones up is Zauser and Cool Nuts, and we're talking to people and asking them why they got vaccinated, but we're also having conversations with the vaccine hesitant. I know you've been doing that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why now my perspective on it is so wide, just having those candid conversations with folks out in community and understanding where they lie and why they have the perspectives they do. It's crazy, because you never would have guessed some of these things that are funneling into the decision making to kind of not do it, or for those that are like, look, I had a whole catalyst for why I did it. So it's a really interesting time. And I'm glad that we were able to capture, Zozers and Cool Nuts, capture their stories as well.
Zozier is, jeez.
Yeah, fire.
And actually, Curtis Delgado, that's the one clip I didn't see on our IG. Speaking of that, the performances from the Paramount are up on the Instagram, almost all of them. I think we got a few more to add. So, you know what I'm saying? You can go there and you can look for Zozier. Oh, I want to tell everybody real quick before we get into the rest of this here. Trey Holiday, the one day that I'm not wearing my hat is the day that I want to take my hat off to you. because, and we're gonna get to this after the first break, but SEIU, right? The union workers out at Cascade Behavioral Health, they walked off the job because what they're saying is the company that owns Cascade Behavioral Health isn't providing proper security and protocols and racist practices. But what happened is another local news company went out there and covered their walkout and made the story all about the new police laws, right? And so they covered this whole walkout and mentioned briefly the actual issue. And the issue is that the patients and the employees aren't being protected, but they made it about the police laws and there's confusion. And you tracked all this stuff down and you went and talked to these people.
You know, that's really the beautiful thing about being connected to community. Oh, and thank you for that shout out, is that, you know, folks understand, hey, look, these guys got it wrong. We need Black media on this. It's another indicator of the importance of, you know, independently owned Black media. I mean, we care about folks in our community. And so the approaches that we're going to take to this storytelling is very different. So I'm glad I was able to go out there and capture this.
Yeah, this is a really good one. It's about 6 minutes long, and it really explains their perspective. And I'm glad, you know, I mean, this has kind of become my phrase for 2021 is space and grace. I'm glad to Converge. We got the space to, you know, it doesn't have to fit into 90 seconds or 60 seconds. We can let people talk and actually tell their story. So we're going to jump into that right after the break. But right now, our campaign is still underway.
Unbelievable, man. He's the best player in the world. I'm glad he's on my side. And going into a game 7, you want the best player in the world on your side.
The backyard got mountains in it. I do not move until my accountant finish. Big mason jars, each one an ounce.
There it is, one of our favorite campaigns we have going on right now. Make sure you guys go on over to Instagram and follow our guy, Jake Grabrot, at walk.into.the.light. Man, let's get him over that 10K benchmark. I feel like he's getting closer and closer every day.
Yeah, we need to get it there, man. So this weekend, Saturday, this was a really big moment here because, like, even right now, we're not even totally moved in over here in the new studio, but the Seattle Association of Black Journalists, SABJ, they had Black Voices Matter. And it was Jesse Jones with Connie Thompson sitting right here on this floor. And, I mean, it was dope. I got a lot of video from that we're going to be playing the whole week. But, like, to have these guys in here, it was, it was crazy, and to see Jesse Jones and Connie Thompson work, I mean, I be feeling like, professional, but these guys are so solid. Like Jesse Jones and Connie Thompson it's just ice cold on the set. I mean, and I mean that in a good way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it was an amazing, amazing experience. And like I said, we're going to be playing some stuff throughout the week. They signed the wall. They were the very first people to sign our interview wall here in the studio. But this clip right here I want to play, this is from Saturday. This is from Black Voices Matter. And this is where Jesse Jones was asking Connie Thompson what advice that she has for a young Black journalist that might want to be a consumer reporter like she was.
What would you tell a young Black journalist today if somebody came up to you and said, Ms. Connie, I want to become a consumer reporter just like you? What advice would you give them?
I'd say, great. I'll share an example with you. A young 8-year-old contacted me and I Zoomed with her. She wants to be a reporter. And I said, well, here's what you need to know. In addition to doing really well in school, you need to be willing to learn and listen. You need to know about the industry, especially now. You need to be aware of what industry you want to get into. Don't just think that you want to be on TV because you see people like Connie and Jesse and Deborah and Essex on TV, and you see people like Omari, he has his. Don't just think that you can just jump in and do that. Learn about the industry that they're in. Learn about what's going on off camera. Who's buying who? What hedge fund bought the company? How many cuts are there? What are their tools? What are you going to have to do? And how willing are you, despite all the facts, to continue to pursue that? And then if you're still very willing, then learn what it takes, find mentors. SABJ, we come back to that. Talk to people so that you have someone that is letting you know what are the ropes. And then don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged by somebody that says, nah, it's too much stress for you, or no, it's a tough industry, or no, you're not going to make a lot of money. The last thing I'm going to do is shut down anyone's dream, but I want you to be very realistic, no matter what it is, and then go for it. Go for it. But make sure you're honing skills that you can have a plan B or C if you need it.
That's right there. I mean, such inspiring and positive words coming from Connie Thompson. And honestly, I love how she made it very clear that there's a lot of background work to be done when we talk about media and we talk about journalism. And oftentimes, you have this passion that drives you, but ultimately there's a lot that we need to learn about the ways that we do it, the ways that we go about it. So everything she said there, just brilliant, man.
Yo, the whole interview, Connie Thompson was just dropping gems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, really.
The actual interview, the Black Voices Matter, it belongs to SABJ, and so they're going to be re-airing it on their platform. But we got a bunch of clips and stuff that we're able to air throughout the week, and I think we probably even got another one for today. And then, like I said, real special moment. We'll show that video. It was two special. One after the show, because I was real like whatever before everything. But then after we got done, I walked over to Connie Thompson and told her, like, yo, I was a kid watching you and how much representation matters. And, and I mean, my mama, big fan. Like, it was a really, really good moment, a special moment. And imagine that the very first production here in our new space was Black Voices Matter with Connie Thompson and Jesse Jones. So fantastic. Something else this weekend, we built all these sets. So we wanted to make sure and get a lot of interviews in, and we got a lot of footage we're going to be showing you here today throughout the week. I even came up with a new show, Off the Clock. Yeah. Big O. But yesterday, my mom, Reverend Harriet Walden, she was in here and we were recording for something different, right? And at the end of that interview, I gave her a photo, like a board you'll see here in this video, that was at the Museum of History and Industry. Well, the same time that Converge was in Mohi in the Stand Up Seattle Democracy Project exhibit, my mom was in Mohi as well, actually just a few feet from Converge. And so I asked the people at Mohi if I could have that piece off the wall that my mom was on. This is the original museum piece, not a replication or something like that. It's the actual piece that was in the museum. And I just thought it would be a nice touch. Like, oh, Mom, here you go. Here's this piece from Mohi. But the response that my mom had when we handed that to her, I don't think anybody on set expected it. It brought back a lot of memories of Charleena Lyles. So this is off the wall at Mohi.
Oh, yes.
And it's not a replication. This is your original piece from the Museum of History and Industry.
Thank you. Wow, that's after
original.
Charleena.
Yeah. So that's the
Charleena
original
Lyles.
right there.
Yeah.
From off the wall. So it's not a replication. That's the actual original that was there in the museum.
Well, thank you. Wow, thank you, Charleena. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Mom.
Yeah. We all took it hard. Charleena, she was like our daughter. 97 pounds, and the police couldn't figure out how not to kill her. 97. And then when the inquest come out, you're gonna find out that she was trying to get away. She was trying to get away, trying to get to her babies like mamas do. Yeah. This was a privileged night. They let the black women speak first. Black women got to have their say. Yeah. She was our daughter. 97 pounds. And they could not figure how not to kill her. Wow. Women ain't been right in this town since. Wow. She would be my granddaughter. Would be my grandkids. Or my great-grandkids. Do you know that? Thank you. Thank you so much for this.
You're welcome,
Charleena.
Mom.
We always will love Charleena Lyles. Never seen her. Didn't know her before. It didn't matter. 97 pounds. They couldn't figure out how not to kill her. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Love you, Mom.
Love you too. Love us forever. We can love people we never seen. Charleena. Didn't know her. Boy, we love her. Love is a mighty, mighty thing, isn't it? It is. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mom.
Yeah.
We're good.
I'm good. Thank you. Yeah.
We'll cut.
Wow. I mean, being here in this space, the one thing I love about moments like that is you can feel how the love and the energy fills the room. And the minute that your mom started talking and responding to that piece, all of us here were feeling it. All of us were. And it was such a reminder of, again, the strength and the connectivity that we experience oftentimes in my experience, Black community, how we experience that. Doesn't matter that your mom didn't know her, didn't matter. At the end of the day, looking at that story and understanding all the details of it, your mother was able to see herself in it and see her babies and her family in it. And that right there was just such a powerful moment.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming at all because I was just like, hey, this was the piece that was in the museum. And I did not expect that from my mom. And like I said, I'm glad that one waited to give it to her, and two, we were able to get that moment here. And also speaking, when we talk about someone that we never knew and being vigilant for them, I see this a lot here in the comments. And this is something that we're actually looking into more this week. I'm back. We got a few more resources out here. But the young woman that died there in the jail in Linwood.
Yeah, Tierhaus. Yeah.
Tierhaus.
Yeah.
Right. And so, for us, we don't like to dig too deep on things without a lot of information. But it's enough people out there now who are advocating around this case that I think that we'll be able to get somebody in here who can speak to a lot of the facts and everything else around it. So
yeah, community's been coming together on this one, man. And again, I think when we see cases like this, it's beyond horrible that families are losing loved ones in ways that make us all have to rally around it and figure out what really happened there, what really went on. So you're absolutely right. It'd be great for us to get somebody in here who can speak to it all.
Yeah, I see them in the comments too. Hashtag Justice for Tierhaus.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to stay on top of that, by the way. A few more things here. We're going to take a break. We're going to talk about this Cascade behavioral health. But, man, this is Converge. We've won an award. And there it is right there. The Washington State Association for Justice is an Excellence in Journalism Award. And the award event is on Wednesday on the 75th floor of the Columbia Tower. There's a link in the comments if people actually want to come out there. But imagine, as excellence in journalism and totally kind of unexpected. I'll take a second to talk about this too. a lot of people were like, man, Converge got skipped over for a lot of awards. You know, when awards came out a few months ago, the thing is that, well, it's two things. One, we just never went out there and tried to get an award. So we were never like thinking about it. But two, a lot of the other media organizations, they actually have people that go and fill out all the nomination stuff. And, you know, in some of these nominations for awards, like you got to fill out everything. Man, come on, we already, you know, on 2 hours of sleep over here. And so, you know, I mean, we really just didn't have the manpower or the resource to nominate ourselves for awards. And then we're not out here for awards either. Because you know, for sure, if it was about the awards and the accolades, then, you know, I think that our coverage last year at the Seattle protest, if we would have filled out these papers and had the actual award, you know, we would have won some awards. Mm-hmm. But, you know, like I said, that was never why we was out there. And so this is really good, though. This is the Washington State Association for Justice, and past nominees for the Excellence in Journalism Award are really, really impressive. And what I told them is I was like, yo, have you guys as a Black media company ever won this award? And at first, you know, they were like, oh, you know, Black people. And when I said no, has a media company that's Black owned ever won this award? I said no. And so there's another one there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, so this is a win right here for the Central District, for all the Black media, you know what I'm saying? And for, of course, you know, Converge Media. So real excited for Wednesday.
Hey, man, kudos to you. Kudos to Converge. It really is another indication of, you know, hard work and dedication, man. I think that as we are expanding, as we grow, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of these things hit our doorstep. Because really there's something to be said about neither of us getting sleep and, you know, putting it all into the work, man.
Come on, man. I ain't have time to fill out no award paperwork. I'm making handcrafted motion graphics out here. But I mean, but there is. So like I said, in other media companies, that's somebody's job. They going and filling out this form and nominations or whatever. But, you know, I think that the little time that we did have here over the last year, we just, that didn't rank high on the list. So, I mean, much love to Washington State Association for Justice for acknowledging us, and excited to be there on Wednesday. And one thing here real quick, I want to throw this in before we go to break, is over at the waterfront today at Pier 62. And this is culturally relevant news and information. West African dance and drumming. I think we got a slide for this. Is today from 4:30 to 6:30. We got a link that we're putting there in the comments. West African dance and drumming at Pier 62 from 4:30 to 6:30. I'll see you there.
Yeah, you know what? That's Miss Adefua, man. That's really all about community right there. They've been doing it for decades. And so shout out to them for all their hard work and dedication and staying committed to bringing those culturally relevant entertainment and activities to all of us right here in King County in Seattle. So beautiful.
All right, good stuff. They stepping it up down there at the waterfront.
Yeah, there you go. They said they were going to be committed, man.
They said they were going to do it. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, like I said, this is the story out in Tukwila, Washington, Cascade Behavioral Health. And like I said, it was crazy because other media went out there and made it all about police and new police laws and everything else. But we were able to actually talk to the people who have walked out and who are on the picket line and get their side of the story. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Hey guys, it's Besa Gordon from Converge Media. You can catch me on my show Rewind with Besa, which airs every other Saturday at 2 p.m. anywhere you watch Converge Media. Now, I know a lot of us still have questions about the COVID-19 vaccine. However, here are a couple things you don't have to question. Everyone 12 years and older in Washington State are now eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. It's free, and you don't even need insurance or citizenship status to get vaccinated. If you still have questions, and I know you probably do, you can visit kingcounty.gov/COVID for additional information. You can also call the King County COVID-19 call center at 477-3977 to get COVID-19 and the vaccination questions answered, get translation services if needed, set up an in-home vaccination appointment for yourself or someone you know may not be comfortable at a vaccination site due to a disability, anxiety, or other reasons. Look, with summer being here, now is the time to get all your COVID-19 vaccination questions answered so we can all get out the house and live our best lives again.
Market Street Shoes, slinging kicks since 2006 with styles that support you and yours, getting the F outside or staying comfy when you just want to lounge indoors as well. But wait, Market Street Shoes is way more than just a shoe store. Gear up for your next outdoor adventure with apparel and accessories that'll have you looking good on the streets, the trail, or even in your own backyard. With locations in Ballard, Redmond, and online at marketstreetshoes.com, there's undoubtedly a style and size that'll fit your lifestyle.
Hey Seattle, if you're trying to find something to do this summer, I got the perfect thing for you. Come on down to Seattle Waterfront's Pier 62 and enjoy free, yes free, family-friendly events all summer long, like art, dance, music, storytelling, and if you're trying to get that body right before the summer is over, you might as well join their free yoga and fitness classes. Head on over to Waterfront Park Seattle for a full summer schedule of vibes you don't want to miss.
All right. Well, he said I'm back in the stream. Welcome back to the Morning Update Show. We wanted to come back right after the Market Street Shoes ad there. But we're back now, and we got the shoe cam. We said that we were going to wait. They gave us these shoes. Market Street Shoes gave us these shoes when we were at the Paramount, and we said we were going to wait until we got here in the studio. Are you able to bring up the shoes, Curtis? There you go. You can make the shoes full screen. So these are the new kicks from Market Street Shoes. We got the shoe cam right there. That's me and this Trey Holiday and the very able Steve Hickey there on the iPhone gimbal cam. Appreciate you, Steve. So, brand new kicks for a brand new studio, and big shout out. You can bring it back, Curtis. Big shout out to Market Street Shoes, Trey Holiday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, thank you guys for thinking of us and for, honestly supporting us here at Converge. These are some comfortable kicks, I gotta say. And you know what I mean? I'm actually excited to see what else they have there. We've been talking about kind of that back to school shopping. You guys check out Market Street Shoes as one of your local options.
All right. So Trey Holiday, I'll let you set this up right here.
Yes, this is, as you were talking about before the break, Cascade Behavioral Health employees have walked out on the job, and I was able to catch up with them on Friday. It was day 13 for them of being out there and really making sure that the public understands their safety concerns.
The situation here, Cascade Behavioral Health, for-profit, owned by Acadia, national for-profit, publicly traded, headquartered in Tennessee, has consistently not staffed the hospital the way it should be. And this has been going on for some time. They refuse to provide security, which is unheard of. I can't imagine as a psych nurse working here without security. And it kind of came to a head 2 weekends ago, or now 3 weekends ago, when a very assaultive patient was out of control. They had no way to control the patient. They called 911. The Tukwila police refused to come in, and many staff were hurt, to the point where one at least had to be taken by ambulance to an ER. Workers have consistently voiced their concerns about patients' safety, not just for themselves, but for the other workers. The other patients who are at risk. Over 80% of this workforce is immigrant and people of color. And the management is just completely disrespectful, tone deaf, see the workers as expendable. And enough is enough. This can't continue. This institution gets public dollars in the form of Medicare and Medicaid, the patients, and that's unacceptable that the state of Washington or the federal government would be funding an institution that is so inadequate and dangerous.
Day 13, our official strike was on Friday, the 6th, but before then, since August 2nd, we've been calling out and trying to show them and bring the management into the table, but management has refused and would not take a step, so that's why we came out, stepping out as a strike on Friday. So when our safety is secured, our patients are safe. When workers are safe, patients are safe. Our community is safe. If we're not safe, our community are not safe, our patients are not safe. What we're asking management is to secure our safety by hiring security. That's all we ask for, is a security to grant us our safety. Safety is our right. It's not a privilege, but it's our right. That's what I want them to understand, that safety is our right. It's not a privilege.
When my coworkers started getting physically hurt, when we had to send them to the hospital where they were knocked unconscious and paramedics had to come, that's when we said enough's enough. We have been getting injured for over 7 years, but now it's to the point where people's lives are in danger, where they're out for months for head injuries. People have broken limbs. We have one guy who broke a shoulder who was been out for 3 years and still not able to work. This is a matter that needs to be dealt with. We are here to provide service for the community, but we also need to have protection to make sure we're working in a safe environment. We have families that we have to provide for, and we're not here just because we need a paycheck. We're here because we care.
Our members here care about the community. They care about the patients. What is really annoying is systematic racism being shown right now by this management. This management is racist, and I'm going to say it. They are racist. They are relying on the fact that there's people of color that work here, that the community is not going to care, that the country is not going to care, the government is not going to care, because they're immigrants, most of them, and because they're people of color. And we're here to say that's not what America is, right? And they need to make sure that people are safe. Workers are scared to go to work because they're frightened they're going to get hurt. The worst, they could get killed. This is not a patient that has got a wound that, you know, that you can just cover up and it goes away. This is somebody that you have no idea what they're going to do in the next moment. It is dangerous. This employer has decided that these workers don't matter. And we're saying they do. They've been asking for safety for years. They work people short-staffed. When people have COVID, they forget to tell them the patients have had COVID and you need to protect yourself. They don't want to pay people when they stay home. It is such a bad employer that shouldn't even be in this community. They came from out of state and they come into this community and they decided that we're going to go to a community where we think we can take advantage of people. But you know what? They came to the wrong community, obviously. Because look at what's happening right now. These workers are saying, we matter, we care, our patients care, our community cares. And as an immigrant, this hurts my heart, right? You know, that's my family out there. That's my parents out there that's being treated this way by this employer. So it's a little personal for me as well.
All right, and it seemed personal, you know, in these comments. First of all, man, thanks for going out there and for getting the story and everything else. And also, thank you for taking the effort to change the narrative, because another media organization much larger than ours, with way more reach, put a totally different narrative out there to the public about what was going on.
You know, this for me is really at the heart of what we're about right here at Converge. And, you know, we've talked about it a lot. Oh, how, you know, we had these ideas of really being able to tell these stories from people in our community out there on a street level. And, you know, we do a lot of work here on the Morning Update Show. But one of the things that's really a fueling drive for me is to be able to get out there with the people. And so shout out for thinking of Converge, y'all. You know, they reached out and said, look, we need real coverage on this. You know, we got it. They got it wrong. And ultimately, the fact that we have an opportunity to step into that void, oh man, to me, that's everything. So I'm really, really thankful. Really, really thankful.
Yeah, no, for sure. And this video that we just aired right here, that's actually going to be up on our Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, and probably about 1 o'clock. So people will be able to go there, and we encourage you to, when you see it there, share it out, let people know. I think it's important, you know, it's what we're here for is that, you know, oftentimes, and some of it, you know, just to be fair, some of it, there's a lot of time constraints in traditional news media. They have to be able to try to get everything in like 60 seconds or 90 seconds, everything else. But, you know, I mean, we're here for the long format. And I think that's why a lot of times why people like Converge is because we got the space and grace, man. You know what I'm saying? To be able to let people talk it out and really, you know, this wouldn't be the first time in 2021 that we've come in as the little engine they could and shown a different side of the story and changed the narrative around it.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, again, that's why it was so important to be sure that, you know, these workers' voices were at the center of this issue, and that we get representatives from SEIU to talk about this from the union's perspective. All of those things, you know, would have been washed out. And so I think it's really important that as people are making the sacrifices to walk out of their jobs, you know, there was so much more that we captured there. I mean, 17 workers have gotten termination letters, right? SEIU has been on the scene helping people apply for unemployment benefits. I mean, that's going above and beyond. And that's really showcasing what we can do when the care is at the heart of these things, and when that's what's driving people to get out there and do things. And as we heard right there at the end, that, you know, this gets to become a personal issue when you're dealing with, you know, friends, family, you know, neighbors that are the ones experiencing this. And so it was great for me to be out there, and I'm just glad that we could do our part.
All right, good stuff. We're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we got some more from the conversation with Connie Thompson. Also, we talked to Proof in the Play. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own, tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
Hey, it's me, downtown Seattle, C-Town. Wish you were here. Here to explore inside, outside, and everywhere in between. Where it's easy to get my good side. Here, where my rooftops invite you to come early and stay late. Where every view is a postcard, and each night out might be your best night ever. See you soon. Love, C-Town.
All right, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. Trey Holiday, what's up?
Hey, man, this has been a great show. First show in the new Studio E. I'm feeling good, man. Good energy around here.
Yeah, it is. I think it's a little glitchy here. Like I said, we're waiting for our fiber connection. So we're actually using a pretty standard connection right now. Ooh, wait till you guys see how crispy it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Got a clip right here. This is from Black Voices Matter with Connie Thompson. And Jesse Jones asked Connie Thompson about digital platforms.
But on the other hand, the digital platforms that are out there are an opportunity for a lot of people that have good ideas and can't necessarily be part of mainstream radio, television, print, to come up with their own ideas. Okay, let's get an example here. There's this guy who wanted to be a writer, and he couldn't get a job in TV or radio, and I heard about somebody that gave him a break, and he learned how to do some writing, and he started his own company. And you know what? He had the technology of a cell phone with a really good camera. He had the chutzpah to go where the story was, and he had the wherewithal to show and tell the story as it was happening, as he was seeing it. And the next thing you know, the newspapers and the radio and television and national news are contacting him, and he's got this company, and now we're sitting in his business as a journalist, giving the opportunity to other people who are doing audio, video, learning them. So I don't think digital's got problems. It's not the problem, it's what we do with it.
And
That's a long answer, I know.
No, but it's interesting because
I was talking about Converge in case anybody didn't know. We're talking about Omari.
I love that at the end there, talking about Converge and Omari, in case anybody didn't know. But, you know, again, what Connie said there is so clairvoyant and so true, because that's why, we have the ability and the capability to do longer story format. We're not boxed in, as we know some major media outlets are. And when I think about, my own trek to get me right here to Converge, so much of it was because I didn't see myself in those larger other media platforms, right? And, ultimately, I love being able to be who I am and to bring that out to bear with the work that I do here at Converge. And so much of what we talk about here is really about understanding that there's voids that need to be filled in this space. We want to be able to do it. So stay tuned, you guys. We're going to actually take a short break right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Coming up after this short break, we got Proof in the Play, my brother. Stay tuned. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
I did it for the city. I did it for the love. I did it for the people. I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish. I ain't even broke a sweat, homie. This practice. Pondering my next move. Staring at my track list. Hope I ain't missing my window. Praying like a Baptist. Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media. Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday. And, this studio setup just looking fabulous. Omari said, look, we're going to make sure we get some really great interviews and some great clips. And we have one for you guys right here. Oh, do you want to set it up?
Yeah, no, this is all good. This is so Proof in the Play was there. I mean, I recorded like 5 episodes for this off the clock with Big O show yesterday. And one of them we taught to proof people around the city know proof, especially in our neighborhood, in the Central District, in the South End, South King County, around youth sports and cultural events and photography and some everything else. And this was a real interesting part of the conversation that we had, where he said that his camera saved his life.
I was always telling people, you know, that this is a hobby that I love to do, and it turned into a passion that I didn't want to let go. My camera saved my life. You know, I don't think if I would have had a camera, or if I would have been in the possibility of capturing moments and not being judged, I don't know where else I would have been. Like I said, I was going through a divorce, which was kind of heavy on the heart. And then, you know, not having any outlet for me to channel all this frustration and to know that I'm still a great person. And so that's how it's changed me. It just saved my life. And then I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it and hoping that people will like it. I didn't know I was being impactful. And, you know, sometimes when you're being impactful and you're working so hard, you don't really notice the effects of others, that you have effect on others. And so, like, when you came around and you was like, yo, man, you know, you're doing a good job, I tried to think about, you know, well, what am I doing a good job of? But I had to, you know, it's like the reflection thing, that knowing that you did something before, you can do something now too. Like, it gave me confidence to know that people were looking at me and I wasn't being in a negative light.
Man, amazing words from my brother right there. Proof in the play. You know, this Off the Clock is going to be off the chain. Oh, that's all I got to say. Man, you're setting it up right.
No, man, all I needed was just a little bit of room to breathe and everything else. So speaking of room to breathe and everything, man, people are seeing in our episode that I'm really so thankful. I really consider us like, this is the people's station. This is the people's platform. You know, it was boldness that put us on air, but it's the people who keep us on air. And, you know, real thankful to them. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of what people are seeing right here, look, you guys haven't seen anything yet. Like I said, we're still on slow internet over here. This is a very big space. We haven't even broken out the whole space. We're just using our backdrops. And man, when you guys really see what you've been supporting, like, you're going to be blown away. And also, I'll let you guys know this, is that this space is actually big enough for live studio audience. I think that, like, we could probably fit about 15 chairs in here. Mm-hmm. And so, and maybe next week, but definitely 2 weeks, we're going to have a thing on, like, Eventbrite, free tickets. You just sign up, you get a ticket, and you come down here and watch the morning update show. You can be part of our studio audience any day. You know what I'm saying? Come hang out. We'll have you sign the wall as well. We got a visitor wall back there. People can sign the wall.
Yeah, I got to say, because those live studio audiences at the Paramount, man, they were lit. And really the energy that we get from supporters like you and from our audience is like no other. So please, I'm excited for that.
Yep. And like I said, appreciate your patience. I know some of the signals is wild. So we're doing some of the stuff is out of our control. But I'm guessing the audio is good, so we're straight on that. One more clip here. You know, it's not even Friday, but I thought we'd have a feel-good Monday here. People hear me talking about Curtis Delgado all the time, who's our director here for the Morning Update Show. And believe it or not, only 24 years old, from the south end of Seattle, went to O'Day High School, Hampton University, and he's back there running the show. And I had an opportunity to talk to Curtis. I talked to everybody. Like, I might have 100 episodes done. in a week, I might have 100 episodes done. But, you know, if you've ever met Curtis, then you'll know that, like, this is one of the most positive young men that you'll come across. And even this adversity, sometimes it gets tight around here, man. But, you know, he's always smiling. And when I talked to him yesterday, I was talking about his good vibes. And you got a lot of good energy, Curtis.
Got to. It's the only way I can move. And like everything that goes on in this world, like, you got to be positive. Through any negative situation, there's a positive in there that you can find. And when you find it, capitalize on that. Focus on that. If everything else is going bad, why not key in on this one and make that work? And continue to try to multiply that. So I don't have enough time. the world, like our time here, like Mike Epps says, a rented life. So I just try to make the most out of my time. I can't spend that being negative or, down on myself. So I gotta just bring the energy each and every day, even days that I don't want to.
All right, good stuff. Daryl, we're good?
We're good.
Boy, you look icy.
This was like my first time really doing like an interview like on camera.
Our guy, Curtis Delgado, man, such an amazing, positive energy he always brings to the set. And it's so funny because I just remember when Cuddy first came to Converge, and you know what I'm saying? G-Press like, hey, let's make this introduction, man. Cuddy never left. And I just love it, man, because he's bringing that positive energy every day, man. So appreciative of him.
This young man is part and parcel of our operations here. And not only does he direct the Morning Update show, but he's also a producer. He's also on the field. And also, he's got an event. It's called Sleepless in Seattle. And we're going to be talking about that more tomorrow and all the way up to September 5th. It's really an event for creatives and really targeting the south end of Seattle. It's going to be Seward Park Amphitheater. Lots of concerts, food. He said the food going to be there, so I'm going to be there. Po' boy and tings, and you know what I'm saying? Who got the cold drinks, Cuddy?
Cloud9 cold drinks.
Yeah,
Cloud9 cold drinks.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking more about Sleepless in Seattle. Trey, like, man, we made it through a few glitches and things are out of our control though. we're not controlling a lot of stuff here at the moment. But our first day here in Studio E. Any last words?
Yeah, last words for me. I want to thank Market Street Shoes again. Real comfortable boots I got right here, these little booties. And also, you guys, just find ways to see yourself as part of the solution. It's going to continue to be my moniker because I realize that, it's something that folks sometimes need to hear over and over again before they actually dip their toes into these waters of what we're talking about when we talk about equity, justice, liberation. It's going to be beneficial for all of us, for you guys to bring yourselves into this work. So please always see yourself as part of the solution.
All right, good stuff. We got a lot of video to dump on our social platforms here today. So, we have Cascade Mental Health. We have that clip there with my mom talking about Charleena Lyles. We got a bunch of other stuff for proof. I got a lot of stuff. Me and Treyana's interview. I gotta figure out what day we're gonna put that out. If I can put it out tonight or either tomorrow. Me and Treyana's interview, because we talk about the news, but we don't ever talk to each other. And so it was really dope. So we're gonna put that up. Man, I leave you guys in a space of thankfulness and a space of gratitude and a space of humility. Man, just so thankful for our Converge audience and our supporters. We're here for you. And like I said, we're viewer and listener from the podcast. We're viewer and listener supported. And so that means a lot. We do have some advertisers who we love, but you know what I'm saying? You guys, $5 family, you guys are who make this happen. And so we're ever thankful and grateful to you. On that note, let's go forward in your purpose, go forward in your humanity. And until tomorrow at 11 a.m. from Studio E, peace.
Lift every voice and sing till earth in heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the
shines bright. Facing the rising